Here in the Fir Vale area of Sheffield with Saeed and Hiba, husband and wife, who have both been fasting this week. Saeed is also General Secretary of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Association, and both of them are also working. I'll talk to you first, Hiba. Tell me which day you started fasting, because some people started on the Mondays, others started on the Tuesday.
We started on Tuesday, yes.
Okay, so you've had this is the sixth day of the fast for you then?
Yes.
Tell me, what does a typical day of fasting look like, starting from getting up early in the morning?
Well, yeah, it starts around, first you pray, and then you eat the sehri, which ends around 3 in the morning. And then there's this Fajr prayer. After that, I do rest for a couple of hours. And then around 8, 9, the day starts. Then there are those 4 prayers in between. And then, yes, it ends around 9:30.
So when it ends, and in terms of breaking the fast, what sort of things do you have to break your fast?
Well, it starts with a date, and then some juice and drink, obviously, because you're too thirsty after all those hours, and then a bit of fruit and a bit of those fried pakoras and everything that the Asians really like.
And who does the cooking in this house then? And
I do mostly, but yeah, he helps me with it.
Okay, so are you finding then that, 19 hours fasting a day, are you finding that at the end of the day you're eating lots, or is it more about getting enough to drink during those hours that you can actually eat and drink?
I think it's with the drink, yeah. A couple of bites and you feel full, but it's all because you're too thirsty for those hours that you keep drinking till it's the sehri time again.
Tell me about your work.
I work part-time. I'm an assistant invigilator in the University of Sheffield, so I do exams and then I teach kids twice a week at home, and then I do some voluntary work with the Ahmadiyya Muslim Association, with the ladies chapter.
So you're working in the university, you're a teacher, tutor as well. How has Ramadan and fasting affected the way you work?
Not much, because been doing it for so many years now, pretty used to, but I must say that the staff is also very helpful with it. The only difference that I feel is that I don't take a lunch break.
Saeed, tell me about your work. You're working full-time.
Yeah, I think I personally believe that fasting has made me more proactive, because I get up early in the morning. Obviously, I get up for Tahajjud namaz first, do Fajr Sehri and then Fajr namaz. But in the meantime...
So just to explain, for people who don't understand that, Sehri is the food you have just before you start your fast, and the Fajr namaz is the first prayer of the day.
Yes, indeed, yeah. So when I get up in the morning, I do 2 nafil namaz. It's just like a prayer in the morning. Then I do the sehri, and after sehri I do the fajr namaz. And it's the day starts as Hiba said. We sleep for a couple of hours till about 8-9 o'clock, and then the day starts off. It has not affected me that much, because I think we are just too used to fasting, and it is long hours. Yes, I agree, it's long hours, but again, we do believe that back home in Pakistan or other countries where it's quite heat, it is tough. But here, I think it's just the hours. It's not really tough, that tough as it used to be with the warm.
So you've not adapted your working hours or anything like that? You've not changed anything then?
Yes, I have changed it, because especially with the timings, in a way that I start a bit late than my normal routine, because I do a bit of rest, and I finish a bit late as well. And during the day, I take a bit more break for recitation of the Holy Quran, and I take a break for my namaz as well, which I try my best to go to the mosque. Our mosque is based in Attercliffe, in Sussex Street, so I try to go to the mosque for my prayers as well.
And have people been asking you about your fasting and why you're fasting at work?
Yeah, they do. I think all the British community and the white people, they normally ask us, why are you fasting? And they're surprised that we're not even allowed to drink water. So it's sometimes hard to explain them. But yes, I always, the way I explain them, I said that, that this fasting actually enables us to feel how the poor people are feeling. And it allows us to give more money towards charity, and also brings us close to Allah the Almighty as well. So I know it's hard to explain them, but once you explain them the logic, they do really appreciate it, and they really do admire how we go about our fasting.
I mentioned earlier you're the General Secretary of the Ahmadiyya Community Association. Tell me more about that role and the work that you do there.
It's a voluntary work, but yes, we have day-to-day business as well. My role is more towards the administration and daily running of the community in Sheffield. We have quite a lot of activities happening in the mosque. We had an iftar on Maghrib namaz.
And just explain what that means.
The iftari is like just before Maghrib namaz, we have a small little session in which our imam explains about the Quran and the translation of it, followed by in congregation we all sit down, we pray, and then we open the fast together in the mosque, and then we offer the Maghrib namaz in the mosque all together. And after Maghrib namaz, there's a dinner served to all members of the community in the mosque, followed by Isha namaz and then Taraweeh as well. So it's a long evening in the mosque as well.
And as well as that, you do interfaith work. And is that going to carry on during Ramadan, or are you going to have a rest?
No, we do a lot of interfaith work. What we do now is that we have started to increase our charitable work in the Ramadan, because more people are trying to help us as well, and we are trying to emphasize more on homeless feeding and stuff like that, in which we can actually try to go out and do more and more charitable work in the month of Ramadan and take the blessings of Allah the Almighty.
Well, great stuff. Thank you very much for taking time out to have a chat to me today about